Hello everyone, Hamas28 here, and today we're back in the world of Reclamation. So, as we left off last episode, we did a lot of blood magic stuff. As you can see, I expanded the platform out a bit more because we need some more space. So I did read how this machine here works chunk by chunk, and we're actually going to need a second set, which is why I moved it off right here, because if you check out the chunks, you can actually see this is one chunk, and this is a chunk over here, so they shouldn't interfere with each other. And the reason it's like that is because we need to build... What do we need to build? It is called the Resonance of the Faceted Crystal. So this guy is going to take 20 runes, a weak activation crystal, and this is what it looks like. It's a really low resolution image, but we need to place a... which one is it? A demon crystallizer on top of this, and then when it has a fully grown crystal with with at least 5 spires, it does some magical stuff. And that's how we're gonna get, this stuff here. So first things first, we need to craft the Ritual Tinkerer, which will take 2 demonic slates and the Master Blood Orb. So for the Master Blood Orb, I did upgrade our capacity up to 40,000. So if we place this guy, it will start draining and make the Master Blood Orb. All I had to do was add 7 more runes of capacity to the bottom to get it up to 40,000, which is pretty neat. So that's going to keep going. And in preparation for some other stuff and entering the Demon Realm, I thought we needed some better armor. So I also took the time to gather the materials needed to make terrasteel. A terrasteel set. So the first thing we have to craft is the monosteel set. So that's going to be the hat, the leggings, the boots, and the chest plate. Now with these, and we don't need this monosteel. Now with that, we're going to need a couple of runes, being spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Winter, autumn, summer, and spring, along with terrasteel and some living wood twigs. So now if we put all that together, we can make the terrasteel helmets, the terrasteel chest plate, the terrasteel leggings, and the terrasteel boots. And as you can see, this stuff grants 15 damage reduction and a heck of a lot more armor than the botanist chestplate. As you remember, this stuff is essentially iron tier for nature's aura, whereas this stuff is a much higher level. It also makes you look pretty sick. Let's see, so let's go ahead and store this chest stuff in here. And as far as the set bonus, Will of the Ancients, gives you a 20% less mana cost on mana tools and rods, regen even if your hunger isn't topped off, and passive mana generation on mana tablets, which should help to fill up our band of mana, even when we're not doing anything, and it makes us a lot stronger. Now, I thought about getting this because if you take a look at the book here for Gaia, let me look up Gaia, the Ritual of Gaia. To start the ritual, you need a terrasteel ingot, yada yada. Here it is. The standard gear for this ritual is a set of enchanted elementium armor, a terra blade, and a miscellany of brews and trinkets. So, I thought terrasteel is, I think, a little bit higher than the elementium, so it'd probably work just as well. We are going to need the terra blade and then some brews and trinkets as well. That way we can have a little bit better survivability, and we're also going to have to enchant this stuff as well. We have 84 levels, so we can probably get some pretty good enchants. Along with using Ars Nouveau, if you didn't know, through Ars, you can actually make a lot of enchanting books. So like, say if we want, we don't even need to look up Ars. If you want protection, say blast protection, fire, protection 4, you can actually get it just by crafting and using source. There's also this thing here. the enchanter in mystical agriculture. I don't think I've ever used this. Soulstone. Huh. I don't think I've ever used the mystical agriculture enchanter. Soul speed. I wonder how it works. Oh, but you do need, looks like, experience essence, which we cannot craft yet. If we take a look at experience seeds, we're going to need experience capsules with 1200 and supremium essence. And that takes solium, which we haven't made yet. I could make that. It's actually not that difficult. Let's see, where do you get the solium ore? Smelter, solium ore. Don't think it's from that. How do we get solium? Solium ingot, solium dust. Yeah, how do you get solium dust in this pack now that I think about it? Resource generation, solium seeds. Oh, this is how. You have to make the solium seeds first from this stuff. This is where you craft it. Soul compost, soul soil, twisting vines, warped root, bone meal, or hoglin hide and bone meal. Interesting. So let's go ahead and sleep through the night and also get some more toast. I've been eating all the toast while we craft stuff, especially using the blood altar, so we are out. So let's grab some more bread and make some more toast. So I'll be back in a second. So we have our bread, and I did check. It looks like supremium essence does take imbued slates, which is not that expensive. It's actually pretty doable with the metallurgic infuser. It's funny, because if you want to use LP to do this, you need a tier 5 blood altar, but this is way cheaper, because you can see Imperium essence can just be made with tertium and a source gem in the infuser, which is way cheaper than using this. And you can see when we come back here, our master blood orb is done. So what do we need this for? Oh right, this guy. So now we can craft the Ritual Tinkerer. Done. Read your Sanguine Scientum for more. You can use either the Ritual of the Feathered Knife or the Well of Suffering. Let's see. Well of Suffering. Use a Ritual Diviner for easier construction. It attacks mobs within its damage zone and puts the LP into a nearby blood altar. Activation cost 40,000 LP, a base usage cost of 2 LP, base interval 25 ticks. This ritual attacks mobs within its damage zone and puts the harvested blood into a nearby blood altar. Put a blood orb in the altar, maybe add a few rune of sacrifice for good measure, and you'll never have to worry about your LP supplies again, as long as you can supply enough mobs. The area that the ritual searches for a blood altar to deposit its blood into. Max volume, full range, horizontal radius 10, vertical radius 15. The ritual can only link to one altar at a time. All mobs within this area will take damage every second or so until they die. This does not include players. Max volume, yada yada. Mobs will still drop non-player kill mob drops. Okay, so that's probably why it says this one. If you can give them a source of regenerating health. Because then if you have mobs in there regenerate, they'll just keep sucking up life. And then the other one is the Ritual of the Feathered Knife. Drains health from players in its area and puts the LP into a nearby blood altar. LP gains are affected by runes of self-sacrifice and tough palms. Raw increases the speed of the ritual. Corrosive increases the player's current incest bonus. Interesting. So we don't have to do this. You could just make a bigger mob farm with the ritual and it works the same way. Cool. But now that that's done, we can work on Aspected Will. With the resonance of the faceted crystal ritual, you can split one well-established will crystal into 4 separate aspected crystals. This aspected will is handy for all sorts of things, but one of the most useful things you could do is use it in other rituals to change the way they perform. Tip: it's possible to fully automate the growing, splitting, and harvesting of crystals using rituals. And that's why I set up this one here, because we're going to build it in this chunk. And this is, what ritual was that? Ritual, not the crack. Breaks demon will crystal clusters and all aspects within its range, dropping the results on top of the crystals. Oh, so this must be the automation it was talking about. So let's see. The ritual was Residence of the Faceted Crystal. This one here. So if we go ahead and build it right here. Let me put a block down. No, I don't want to put it... I guess we could put it there. I guess that works. Oh, it needs a master ritual stone. Oh wait, we should have enough actually. So we'll just need 4 obsidian, which will take our deep slate. I forgot about that. All of these big ritual multi-blocks take the master ritual stone. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see I put in some new trees to restore the aura in the area. I could always take the thing I left with the animals and use that to restore the aura as well. But it's easier just to set the tree down and forget about it and then let it restore aura when it needs to. So now that we have the 4 obsidian, we can make our master ritual stone. Like so. Place this one in the middle, grab our ritual stone, place this all around. Then we're going to have to dig out a couple of spots. Now I wish I had that iron shovel on me. So let's go ahead and grab that. Let's see, where is it? Iron shovel, there it is. And let's fill out the rest of the base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Put these all in here and fill in the top one as well. Oh, that one already had one. It's a little hard to see sometimes. Yep, that's filled in. Now we take our inscription tools, and this is air. Is it? Is that blue? No, that's not blue. This one's blue, green, red, white. What is this blue one? Or is that the dusk chalk? Because we do have inscription tool, let me see. Inscript. Is it this one? The dusk? But this looks like purple. Yeah, ritual stone, ritual stone. What is this white one? Blank. Oh, I guess these are dusk. Okay, so we're gonna need one more obsidian. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, I got it. I accidentally made another green one because it was a block of coal. And there we go, completed. Now we can take our demon crystallizer, put this on top. If we take our tartaric gem here and have that feed inside, it should start growing some more crystals. Now to actually make this work, we're gonna need, according to the book here, you need a well-grown crystal that has at least 5 spires. The raw crystal cluster, located 2 blocks above, which is this one here, splits into 4 other ones that you see there. The spacing is designed to accommodate a demon crystallizer on top of the master ritual stone. For information on growing demon will crystals, please see crystallize will. The first spire takes 100. If you have more than 512 will across your inventory, you can harvest the crystals. Yada yada. We just gotta let that go until it's done. So if we check this out, 513, this should continue to drain as you saw. 414. Yep, as you can see it did. So we'll leave that in there to continue draining and make some crystals. So you put this stuff away. Really need to empty my inventory, it's getting way too full again. And now that we wait for that to get done, Raw demonite is found in the demon realm. You can also remember there's a special key. There's also the iron keys that we can make as well. Iron key, which took imbued slate, redstone, iron, and a tartaric gem along with 50 will. So it's probably going to be useful to set up another mob grinder and build that device it was talking about. Which one was it? Yeah, the Well of Suffering. But what would be a good way to get a bunch of mobs to go in there? Because the issue I have right now is, as you can see, here's our base. It's quite big. When we stand in the center, mobs tend to spawn outside of it. So I would need like a pretty big mob farm. And I thought this would work, but maybe it's just too small and that's why it doesn't grow a lot. If you look, there's like a lot of Endermen underground. So there's a pretty vast cave network as well. Let's see, is this still draining? 403. It doesn't look like it's growing much anymore. Neither is this one, which is a little odd. Because if you take a look at the book, it says each subsequent spire costs 40 to make, but then you can burn it for 50 for a net charge of 10. But every time I've been doing this, it seems like I've only been getting one back. I wish you could actually view how much aura is in the area, because it doesn't seem to be like growing at all, which is weird. Like if I take this guy and put you in here, yeah, he drained completely. He's empty. Where did it go? Because it's not growing it here. So I'm a little bit confused on how the growing actually happens. Maybe I should look up a tutorial. In addition to that, we're also going to need 4 Gaia pylons, which will take Earth Essence and Anima Essence, which will take a Source Stone, Golden Apples, Bone Meal, and Imbued Slates. So it's all kind of fitting together. Yeah, see, like it's not growing anything, unless it's just going very slowly. This will slowly consume Demon Will from the aura. Yep. Demon Will aura. Yada yada. But it must be extremely slow. To move Demon Will around, simply place a Demon Pylon in any adjacent trunk and will be drawn towards it. If you place the Tartaric Gem in the Hellfire Forge, if you place a Tartaric Gem inside a Hellfire Forge, will cause it to rapidly absorb will from the chunk it's in. With an aspect of will in the chunk, such as raw or corrosive, and an empty Tartaric Gem, it's possible to fill it with that aspect. Yeah, so it's just really, really slow, which is odd, because it drains really fast. And you would think I'd have more, but I can't really measure how much will is in here, which isn't very useful. So what can we do next while we wait for that? Because we're going to need some of this aspected will first before we can continue onwards. And then for this one, we need to go into the Demon Realm, which is the Pathway of the Endless Dream. Which will take 69 total runes, 150,000 LP to activate, and then a weak activation crystal to turn it on. So I guess we could build that next, and it's pretty large, as you could see, taking 150,000. How much should I store in here? Thank you for everyone in the comments telling me to right click with this. We currently have 42, because this will take a good amount to activate. Like, see, this grew 1. So now I can pop that off. Actually, I can't pop it off anymore, right? We don't have enough will. Interesting. But even yet, this one still hasn't grown, which is annoying. Is it just that slow? You would think it goes a little bit faster. But regardless, we need to make some Gaia pylons, which will take 4 Anima Essence. So I guess we'll do this next. While we wait, or we can make some iron keys and explore the dungeon a bit more, because if we take a look in here, let me put this on. We could also enchant the armor as well. Let's see, because this is quite a dead end, unless we could break the walls down. Let's find out. Assorted demon bricks. No, it kind of just leads to nowhere. As you can see. Bunch of iron. Yeah, I guess until you use a key, nothing generates, as you can see. It's just the void. But this place does have a bunch of iron in it, so I guess we can harvest this to make those iron keys. That might be what it's for. But we have infinite iron at home, so I don't see why we need to harvest this stuff. If you're doing a regular playthrough with this mod, I'm sure you could do that way. So let's go ahead and make another key, which will take redstone block, imbued slate, and 50 will, 300, so we can craft it. So I'll be back in a second. Once we have the key, I'll probably just run around and kill some mobs real quick while we wait. And there we go, we got another key. Let's go see what the last door holds in store. Maybe it opens up to other doors as well. Probably should have got my sword for this. Oh! Go get out of here! Okay, they were sprinting. We definitely need like some protection on this, otherwise I would have died incredibly fast. Let's see. In Britannia, is there anything we could have used, like some trinkets that would have been helpful to have? Trinkets. There's one that makes you invisible, right? Yeah, invisibility cloak. Wear it on your body slot, it takes mana and makes you invisible. But would the zombies still be able to see us? I'm not sure. Let's see, I'm gonna need some blocks. Oh, we have some dirt, that's not enough. Cobblestone, oh, dried earth, that ought to do it. But those zombies really sprinted at us incredibly fast. Let's see, how are the crystals growing? Still one. This one has one. Yeah, I guess we go back in and see if we can block them off before they just obliterate us like that again. Do I need anything else? No, just the sword. Okay, let's go. Oh! Okay, I can deal with 3. No, I can't. Ow. They all have diamond swords, so they hit like a truck. So let's regen our health. Let's see. I can keep running back and forth in there, so I guess that works. I don't want to lose my Wait a minute. What happened to all my experience? When did I lose my levels? Huh? Well, I guess it doesn't matter then. When did I lose all my XP? I had 83 levels. Unless they did kill me and I teleported back? I'm so confused. But I mean, that's a lot of zombies. And there is a spawner in there, so if I build in there, I could probably use that to get life essence. But then it wouldn't be connected to this. Interesting. I'll have to test that out. I'll be back in a second. And we're back. So I was able to beat them off, laugh now, and trap them inside. So there is a spawner in there somewhere, but they run so fast and inflict so much damage, it's kind of hard to actually do anything. It does make it very easy though to farm raw will though. So I'm kind of doing that right now. So I'm guessing I can just like break the walls to go in a little bit. Because I do want to check out what's inside, and if we can light up the spawner, that should stop them from spawning, I hope. Like, see, some of them are coming in with osmium armor. What is that? Sorry for that quick little pause, had a cough. Let's see if we can break in through like the ceiling here. I'm thinking I need to make like a terror blade or something. Assorted demon bricks. So we should be able to break in. Yep, like that. As long as they can't jump up here, we should be fine. Okay, they're certainly trying. Take out the demon bricks. Oh, and there's the night sky. Oh, is that a wither skeleton skull? Nice. See if we can get that. Let's see. They can get up a little bit over there. There's some chests. Let's grab this guy and upgrade our altar. Nice. That's gonna save us some time. We don't have to craft the skull now. We can just use this one. Let's see. I don't see a spawner. Just a couple of chests. So I wonder where they come from. There's also a skeleton skull over there. There's a chest in the center. There's also a mosquito flying by my room. There's a chest in there. So let's see if we can ooh, there's a chest over there too. Let's see here. I should be able to place blocks like this, yeah. Iron tips. Iron tip, I have no idea what that is for. Iron tip XL. Says for bow power. But I think everything we can get is pretty negligible for our uses now, so let's go ahead and leave. The best thing we got was this cool wither skeleton skull. Because now with that, we can upgrade our enchanted altar, and I think that gets us up to 7,000. We're at 6,000 if you take off the husk. It drops down to 2, but then if you put the wither skeleton skull... No, it goes up to 6,000. I could have swore that got us up to 7. Unless you need, like, the player skull? That's weird. What if I put both? No, still 6. Huh. That's weird. I thought when I tested this, it would have been enough. That's odd. Because it seems like it's exactly the same. Yeah, 2006 when you put on this guy. Now it's 4,000. Okay, now it's really wonky. Okay, let's remove this. Let's take off all of this and try that again. Take off the chalice. Take off the candelabra. So with nothing on it, it's 2006. Put the candelabra. Goes up to 3 times. The chalice. 4,000. Skull. 8,000. There we go. And 5 times. Huh. So that's weird. I wonder what the math on the back end is doing. Because it seems like it was the math that's broken. Because that was not updating in the right way. Like, I removed the head and it stayed the same, took off the other stuff, re-added it, and then it worked, which is really odd. But now we're at 8,000 power there, which means we can do the ritual. This one. Because we needed the drop of luck. Drop of luck. Which required 7,000. So the only thing we don't have is refined evil, which we can make with diamond vapor, which is just a diamond and oil of vitriol. Oil of vitriol is foul fume and quicklime. So we might even have that. And then it's funny, I kept complaining that we couldn't see how much demon will is in the air. There's a demon will aura gauge. That only takes 50 will and 400 minimum. So we have just enough. We'll take gold, redstone, a crystal, and glass. So if we harvest a crystal from here, and it was gold, glass, the crystal, and redstone. Glass, glass, glass. Put that all together, and make the demon will aura gauge. Now, how does this work? This looks useless. How does this tell me anything about how much demon will is in the area. Okay, I guess... Okay, so there's a bar. So if I come over here, should be chunk base. So if we look, this is showing there's 0 demon will. 0. Come into this chunk. There's some amount in here. What about this one? None. Some. Interesting. Turn that off. Let's see. That's definitely going to cover up this one, right? Okay, it doesn't cover it. So if I take this guy and put it in here, will that... So now if I take this and put it into this one, will it show more demon will go into the air? Yes. So now that's empty. So now it should... This mosquito is really bold. So now as this crystal grows, that the amount of demon will aura should decrease as this crystal grows. And it should also be the same here. And there's 2, we need 2 more to get that to finish. So what are we doing? Oh right, we're gonna summon the applied energistics cube. That's what's next on the docket. Because we still need to wait for the aspected will to finish, and then we have to do some more stuff for the final tier 5 slate and the entrance to the demon realm. And our XP is gone again. It's so strange. I noticed every time I go through this portal, it like resets it. So we're at 0. And then if I save and log back in, it should fix it. Just really weird. Okay, see, the gauge decreased a little bit, so that means one is probably growing. What about this one? Even more. So another crystal should be growing. It's just really, really slow. So let's go ahead and get this this one going. So we're gonna need a rune of summer, which I used one to craft our armor, so there might be another one left over. Rune, gluttony, winter, air, earth. No, we used the ones of summer. Oil of vitriol is available. Let's see, what did we need for this? Drop of luck. This one. This one. Tear of the Goddess, which is Breath of the Goddess and Lapis. Breath of the Goddess, do I have in here? Breath of the Goddess, and some Lapis. We're out of Lapis. Let's make some more Lapis. Then we're gonna need some other material components as well. So that goes in here, take that out, put in our cutting fluid. Let's make some lapis, and then we're gonna also need some more of these jars. But we can make clay with water and dirt essence. So let's grab that. Water and dirt, water and dirt, water and dirt. Make clay. Put that back in here. Make these jars. Activate the mega furnace. Throw the soft clay jars on top. Grab those. Go to our enchanted setup. This one. Clay jars, lapis, this. Let that bubble and boil. Double trouble. See, we don't need that. Ooh, a creeper. Yoink, thank you for donating. To make all of this stuff. So now we have Tear the Goddess. Then we're gonna need Refined Evil, which is gas tier and a diamond vapor, which is diamond and oil of vitriol. And where did I leave the vitriol? We're also out of diamonds, so I'm going to need to get another diamond as well. And really sort out this inventory. So I'll be back in a second. I'm sorry, had a little bit of a coughing fit, but now we have our diamond. Combined with this, that's not how you do it. It's that and the vitriol to make the diamond vapor and the odor of purity. And then we can take the diamond vapor and the gas tier to make one refined evil, along with a reek of misfortune and a foul fume. Making a lot of these vapors and tears and odors. Interesting to see how we have to really use all the horizontal progression to finally get to this ending point. Okay, take this stuff. So now we have the refined evil. Refined evil, Tear the Goddess. Now we need Mutandis Extremis, which is Mutandis and Netherwort, which was, as you remember, just Belladonna, Water Artichoke, and Bone Meal. Belladonna and Water Artichoke. So let's come to this chest over here and grab both of those. They should be growing in here. Water Artichoke and Belladonna, along with our bone meal. Now if we throw this into our cauldron, can we use the little one, or does it have to be the big cauldron? It does say cauldron. I forget what the little kettle is for. So fill up this guy. And then to make Mutandis Extremis, we're gonna need some Mutandis, which was Belladonna, Artichoke, Bone Meal. Belladonna, Artichoke, Bone Meal. The bee buzzes happily. Then we collect this. Should be done. There we go. For 3 Mutandis. Then with Extremis, you just combine it with some Netherwort into the cauldron, along with 7,000 altar power. So luckily we are at 8,000. So let that boil off. Mutandis and Netherwort. And there it goes. To make Mutandis Extremis. Done. Now we have the Mutandis Extremis, Refined Evil, Tear the Goddess, Netherwort, and a single Mandrake root. We don't have any on our person, but we have plenty of it growing. So let's go ahead and grab one. There might be some in here. Yep. Grab one, put the rest back. Oh, did that wrong. Grab one, put the rest in there. So now we can finally make the drop of luck. Mutandis, Refined Evil, Tear the Goddess. Mutandis, Refined Evil, Tear the Goddess, Mandrake, Netherwort. And that's it, right? Just 5? Yep. Put some water into the cauldron. Let that boil. And I don't remember if the order mattered, but I don't want to be wrong. So Mandrake, Netherwort, Tear the Goddess, Refined Evil, and Mutandis. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Completed. It's all cooking together. And after all that work, we can finally make a drop of luck. And now that we have a drop of luck, we can perform the magic circle. We just need a Rune of the Summer as well. Oh my goodness. Along with a fire charge and 4 of the Flux crystals, then we have to make this big magic circle, which should fit around here, because that's 3, then it should be right here. It should just be big enough to fit. Then we'll have to redo some of the purple. I don't think it's perfectly aligned. So let me dump all this excess stuff that we don't need. We don't even have room in this chest anymore for this stuff. I'm sure people are getting really annoyed at my chest storage system. And now finally, the weird lag spike. The grand finale of what we've been waiting for. The ritual circle is set. The items gathered. 4 Flux crystals, 1 drop of luck, 1 fire charge, 1 rune of the summer. Back up, it's gonna be loud. Okay, I thought it was gonna be quite loud. You know, when it said it destroys everything, I assumed it was gonna be like a big boom and then destroy everything, but it just literally summons it in the space. But oh my goodness, it's so slow. Let's see. Can I mine it with stone? It might need iron. Yeah, it has to be iron, so I can't even use the hammer. This would be a good time to have my mana blaster blast this and let it fall down, let gravity do the trick. But what we're after is on the inside. So let's quickly break through the outer core of the skystone meteorite. Sorry, I had a cough again. Progress is quite slow, but it is a 3x3 cube, so once I break through this center here, we should finally have access to what we need. It should be just behind this skystone block. Man, why is it so tough? I know it's skystone, but it could be a little bit easier to break. And there it is, the mysterious cube. And with it, our presses. Advancement completed. Mysterious cube. And with it, we can finally use the inscriber. So we'll need 2 sticky pistons, copper, and iron. Copper, how much iron do we have? Iron, we're gonna need wood and cobblestone. Along with, yeah, we have enough redstone. Cobblestone. You can see I just threw stuff into these chests. It's really, don't look. Piston. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna need 2 of these. And then, where's that wood? It's using arch wood, that's fine. Combine that with sticky slime balls. And make 2 inscribers. 1, oh, that's just 1. We're definitely gonna need more, but now we have it, the inscriber. Used to turn raw materials into actual circuits used in the matter energy system. And then lastly, the ME controller will take 4 skystone blocks, 3 flux crystals, and the engineering processor, along with our storage lectern that we left right over here. So let's go ahead and cut this guy down. It does say a wooden axe, so it should be fine if we break it with something that's not an axe. And then, where was the inscriber? Should be able to hook up right over here. Like so. We can actually, if I just move this, it should be able to hook up right here. Power, no, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, it's not sharing power with the charger. Never mind. I thought it could. You can see the power's flowing. Do you mind, buddy? I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back from sleeping. We passed through the night. Let's see, where is our enrichment chamber? We're going to enrich 1 redstone. Because we're going to need quite a lot. We're also going to make some more redstone here. I believe it was this one. There we go, some more redstone. Enriched redstone can now be used in here for 80. So now if we throw in the iron, instead of using 1 redstone per ingot, we can now use 1 redstone per 8 ingots, which is a lot more efficient. To make our infused alloy, because we're going to need an engineering press, which will take infused alloy, a printed engineering circuit, which takes the engineering press and a diamond. So engineering press, that's not the press, here it is. Engineering press and a diamond. We should have one waiting for us in here, because I was reconstituting them. Throw that in here, and that's going to make our first printed engineering circuit. Then we're going to need, I don't know why I didn't save this, a printed silicon press, and silicon is, energized smelter is Certus quartz dust. Certus quartz dust in the arc furnace. Okay, so it's just Certus quartz dust, which you just take some Certus quartz and put in the inscriber. That's a charger. Take that out, put that in here to make the dust. Put that in here. Now we can just cook this to make silicon. Grab that. Let's go to the mega furnace and make some quick silicon. Like so. New recipes unlocked. Now we throw this in with the silicon press. And that's going to make our printed silicon, and then we put it all together. Printed, wait, what? Inscriber, printed silicon, engineering circuit, silicon, engineering circuit, infused alloy. There it goes. I wonder why in the picture it showed it at the top. To make one engineering processor. Now we're going to need skystone block, which is just smelting skystone. I wish I remembered that before I ran back, but that's fine. Turn the furnace back on. Throw in our skystone. Grab our skystone blocks. And finally craft the ME controller. Quest completed. The ME controller is the brains of the material energy system, one of the most powerful logistics solutions available to you. And with that, it also shows it here. Cool. Because this was all blank before. The controller, oh, that's the same thing. Each controller's block space is capable of outputting 32 channels. Almost every device on the ME network needs one channel to operate. And this shows all the rest, the wireless access, the ME drives, energy acceptors, energy cells, extended machines, ME interfaces, and smart cables. I really like extended machines because it gets you stuff like circuit slicer, which makes it a lot faster to craft a lot of materials. But now that we have access to applied energistics, I'm going to finally clean up our storage system. So for everyone who has been complaining about how bad I am at storage, I assure you it's going to get much worse now that I can just throw everything into one item and access it from there. But regardless, I'm your host, Hamas28, and I'll see you guys next time.